So I'm dropping my son off for his mom's week. She is not answering the phone, FaceTime, phone call, text message, doorbell at all. It's her week. I have sole legal custody. I call all the shots. She said in court this past Monday, she didn't want nothing to do with him yet again for the third time.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome on board. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button because it helps with the growth of this channel and so that I'll be able to drop the trending and breaking news for you. So in this video is about how men who have custody of their children or shared custody are now coming out to complain. They are literally having issues. They don't want to pay up their part of the bargain. They don't want to pay part of the bills that entails taking care of their children, right? And now they are complaining and they don't want to do right by their own children. And some ones they are giving the sole custody, they are literally begging the internet to come up with some money to help them take care of their own children. So guys, take a look at these clips and let's talk about it.
In court, fourth time to my knowledge, one of them was through text message. Yeah, I was snooping. I did. She's somewhere on the island, perhaps. Maybe she pulling, one of them stunts where she went there a month ago and now she's posting it. And legit, she's probably in the house just chilling, not answering her phone, not fulfilling her parental obligation per court order. And so if you really don't want our son, yo, just do not come back, bro. Like, just do not. He didn't even want to get out the car. When he seen where he was at, he did not want to get out the car. He did not want to go to the door. I will not make my son do something he do not want to do. If he didn't want to be around his mother like that, that's cool. I document everything when he's of age and he's able to understand. Son, here it is. Plain and simple. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to let the evidence show you.
This is literally so many women's story, but it's unique to him. And the advice that I'm going to give him in this situation is the same that men often give women in this exact same situation. You should have picked better. You should have chosen better. You should have taken your time to vet that person. For the men who are so quick to be like, man, you can't tell me you didn't know that man wasn't this. You couldn't tell me you didn't know because the man wasn't throwing up gang signs and wearing his pants half off his butt or whatever, that he was going to make a good father. For all of the people who always say that, same. You couldn't tell me this woman that didn't really want to be with you would want to be the mother of your child. I think you're surprised that she pulled that Uno reverse on you and you weren't ready for it. First of all, you shouldn't be having these kinds of conversations in front of your son. I don't care how young he is. You shouldn't have had his unblurred face on the internet while you're telling everybody that the mother told you on more than one occasion that she wanted nothing to do with the son. The video is so that we all can know the woman that you chose, or is the video so that she can eventually see it and to feel bad about it? You said that you had no choice but to stalk her and she's on some island somewhere living her best life. You want this video to go viral. You want it to get to her and you want her to feel guilty about it. That she beat you to it. Like you petitioned the court to get sole custody and you got it, but now you're upset that you got it and she doesn't show any interest in trying to also see the child. Like, I don't know what it is that's going on, but I know that posting your personal business on the internet with your child listening to every single word, whether consciously or subconsciously, he's soaking in the fact that you're having issues with the mother. Then you're going to say, he didn't even want to get out the car when we got here. I wonder why. When the daddy is saying all this in front of the child, that he can sense and feel that you don't like the mom. He can feel a shift in energy. He picks up on that. So stop having these grown conversations in front of that little boy. And let me also say this. She probably told you when she first found out that she was pregnant that she didn't want to be a mother and that she didn't want to have the baby full time. And you're just surprised that even after having had the baby and seen the baby, that she didn't change her mind. You went and got full custody. And that's probably what you said that you would do. Like, just go ahead and have the baby and I'll take the baby. And I think you're surprised.
For joint custody when she was 4 months old because he didn't want to pay child support. That was fine. The courts ordered a mediator. We went to mediation. I stated my terms. So one of my terms is I only wanted to communicate via email because he's a liar. And I didn't want to have to be able to actually talk to him on the phone or to be able to have a record of everything he said. The first time when we were getting ready to drop her off, he emailed me and said, make sure you bring her bag. When I dropped her off with one diaper and one maid bottle. Because why would I be providing anything for you when you want to join custody? You're supposed to have your own stuff. Now, some people may look at that and think that's really petty. I really don't care. I am a petty person. But what I also recognize is a control tactic. You don't get to demand certain terms and then you still want me to do the work for you. That's not how it works. If you don't want to actually provide me the funds to be able to take care of our child, then on your time, you're going to take care of her and you're going to provide everything. And on my time, I'm going to provide everything. That's a boundary. I learned this from watching my mother and father interact. My mother was very accommodating. In her mind, that at the end of the day, that's your baby. At the end of the day, it is my baby. But guess what? At the end of the day, that's his baby too. I tell this story because I've been watching for the past couple of days a lot of young mothers, one in particular that made me really sad, where she has 3 kids. She drove all the way to her father's house because he told her to come over there to pick up their car seats that she bought. And then when she got over there, he told his family members that she was crazy. He don't know why she came over there and that she needs to leave. So now she's distressed because she's driven one way illegally without car seats. And now that she's there, he expects her to leave without the car seats that she paid for. So he did that intentionally just to abuse her. Now, if he wanted to, he can call the police and tell them that she's driving irresponsibly with the children in the back seat because she doesn't have a car seat she paid for. First mistake was letting him have your car seats. But you know what? You're young. You live and you learn. You have to get it out of your brain and your heart that just because you're a good person, everybody's a good person. You got to get it out of your heart that, hey, they just making a mistake. They're upset. No, they're not. They know what they're doing. If you're a young mother, you have children, the children are already there. There's nothing you can do for it. You can't beat yourself up. You can't be breaking down because if you're breaking down, then you can't be a good mother to your children. You can't think critically. You can't protect them because when you're in distress, you're not thinking, you're not processing clearly. In situations like that, I advise you, if you're that kind of mother, it's time to get yourself together. In my situation, we're supposed to split things financially. Even then, you would think because he has what he wanted, he will agree to pay for things. And then when the time comes to pay for things, he disappears. You would think that I would get mad. It's irritating. I'm not going to lie. And it was. But you know what? Every time that he fails to uphold the end of his deal, my money increases. Every time he says he's going to pay for something and he doesn't, I get more money. I get a better job. I get raises at work. And even when I don't get money, like on my own, my immediate circle gets money. And then with the money that they get, help me. You will always be blessed. As long as you take care of your children, you will always be blessed. I'll let you walk away with this. Only have as many kids as you can afford to take care of by yourself. The children have nothing to do with their father's actions. Love your children and treat your children accordingly. Pour into your children. Your children, when they get older, they'll see it for themselves. It's all right. You don't have to worry about who's right, who's wrong. Do what you need to.
I don't talk about my divorce very often, particularly on the internet. 1, because it's not really anybody's business. And 2, because I have young children. And I do wish to preserve a good relationship. And I don't wish to embarrass them on the internet like that. But I want to tell this story. I urge you, if you have any backlash about this story, I urge you to really just listen to the words. Because it's not me being critical. I'm just going to tell you factual information. If you feel one way or the other about this story, I want you to ask yourself why before you attack me on the internet. So, shortly after my ex-husband and I separated, my kids are with their dad. It's a Saturday. I am with my mom downtown at a Whole Foods. Together, my kids are with their dad. I get a text message from my ex-husband that says, hey, if I text you a grocery list and Venmo you Can you send me an Instacart? And I respond with a question mark, looking for clarification here. And he responds with, the boys are in their pajamas and I promised them spaghetti tonight for dinner, but I don't have the things for spaghetti. And so instead of getting the boys dressed and getting their shoes on and going to the store, can you just order Instacart and have it delivered to my apartment? It's easier. Those were his words. It's easier. Instacart driver, about substitutions, about things that they're out of. And then you want me to follow that delivery all the way till it's delivered to your house. You want me to tip the Instacart driver, pay my credit card that's attached to the Instacart. So I respond with, why don't you just download Instacart? And he says, you already have Instacart. I do, but we don't live together and we don't share money anymore. So when you say it's easier, what you mean is rather than you being slightly inconvenienced by having to take your children to the grocery store or to make something else for dinner that you do have if you don't feel like going to the grocery store, you think it's easier for me to do all of that. And you think it's an appropriate thing to ask me when we don't live together. And in his mind, he gave me a list and he was going to Venmo me. So he figured out what he needed or what he wanted and he paid for it. And that's all that's involved in that. All the stuff that I'm going to do, all the hard stuff, really, he doesn't consider work or labor, or he wouldn't have asked me to do it. He doesn't consider it work or labor to find all of his groceries, to add them, ask him what brands he needs, ask him what size he needs, probably remind him of things, it looks like you're making guacamole, but you didn't add avocados, like communicate with it. Everything about the value that I may or may not have added to that man's life started to make sense. I think to both of us.
So there's a man in my hometown and he has 8 kids by 8 different women, right? He just kept having kids with different women. Well, it's not funny, but it is funny. All 8 of those women collectively got together and decided to give him full custody and make it every other weekend. He's a piece of shit. Let me just add that part in there too. But it's so funny to me because they all collectively got together, because he had filed for like every other weekend, but he wasn't getting the kids every other weekend. So they all petitioned the court that they only wanted every other weekend and gave him full custody. They said that it was worth paying child support to him than letting him live his best life because he just kept getting women pregnant and kept doing all kinds of stuff. And they said they were tired of seeing it. So they all just were like, you know what? We're going to enjoy our life. You get to be a dad now. And I love that for them. I really do, because they're all friends. All 8 of them now are really, really good friends. And he has 8 kids by himself now. And it's like, it's not funny, but nobody wants to be with him because everybody in our hometown knows who he is. And nobody wants to be with him because like he's a single dad of 8 kids and 8 different baby mamas. But I love that for them. I feel like that was a power move.
Bro, do you hear yourself though? You're not gonna come get them?
Okay, first of all, where are my kids at?
They in the house. Why do it matter what they have? You're not come get them.
In that case, no, I'm not coming to get them. You took me to court. You damn near made me lose my job. You took these kids out of state. You think I'm not gonna fucking come and get them?
Well, where I was gonna take? I was probably in Georgia. Where I was gonna take them, bro? And did you lose your job? You ain't lose your job, right?
That's what you wanted. You wanted them so bad. Have them. That's what you wanted. Now you got it.
Right. Listen. Oh my God! But when you had custody, bro, I was still there helping. I was still helping when you had custody. Can you come? I gotta work. Can you come get them?
No, I cannot. I'm on my way to Cabo.
Bro, all you listen, all you wanna do is argue, bro. That's why I went to court in the first place. It's cool. Bye, man. I can't do it, bro. Oh my God. Unfit mom as fuck, bro. That's why I took the kids in the first place.
My life is changing every day. I made a video if he was in the driveway of his baby mama's house and he had his son in the back seat and he was complaining to the camera about how she didn't want to spend time with her own child. Now this man allegedly did not want to pay child support, so he filed for and received full custody of the child. He was upset because she seemed like she was on vacation somewhere on a tropical island and he's like, I'm here with our child and you're on vacation somewhere. That's what full custody gets. And the reason why I mention that is because some of you women have made it so easy for these men because you do everything for the child. They think that raising a child is easy. Like the video that I filmed the other day of the man who was asking his ex-wife if she would do a Instacart delivery for him while it was his turn with the kids because he didn't want to get them up out of bed because they had on their PJs and he promised them spaghetti and he was like, well, you have Instacart. Why don't you do it? And she was like, no, because you have always taken care of the groceries and the laundry and the cleaning and the homework and the bath time and all that. They really think that it's easy and they don't realize that it isn't until they have to do it when it's their turn to have custody of that child. Let him, because you've done all the heavy lifting. They were only there to sign the birthday card. They were only there to sign their name on the gift that you picked out and bought. Raising a child is about more than you posting them for Father's Day. Some of them don't understand what fatherhood really is until they have that child full time. You ensuring that that man truly understands what it means to be a father isn't about being petty. It's about parenting.
All right, y'all. So quick life update. So apparently my BM is finally ready to give me my son. She's been raising him for the past 10 years now, and we've been co-parenting, but now she wants me to take him for the next 10 years, which is fine. You know what I mean? Cause this kind of was like a plan. I kind of expected this to happen at some point. I kind of knew she was eventually going to be like tired, frustrated, and she's not going to want to continue to do the whole, parent thing for long. And I was going to have to eventually raise him for the remainder of his life. So after this school semester, he's going to be transferring schools to me. He's in New York with his mom's right now. I'm in New Hampshire, and we feel like he'll get a better education out here anyway. So he's going to transfer and come live with me, and I'm going to be taking care of him, which is fine because, again, I feel like out here is a little bit better as far as education is concerned. And I feel like it's good. Him coming out here, I could definitely teach him a lot in this area. You know what I'm saying? How to be a man. There's a lot of different advantages I have over here that he can definitely would help him out a lot, So, I'm not looking for a handout or anything like that, but if y'all want to support me, if you help me out, you won't leave empty-handed. Just go to my page, go to the Shopify link. I have t-shirts that I sell from my brand. Y'all can go ahead and get a t-shirt, man. Go get a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? That little help would be much appreciative, and definitely will help me out a lot to get myself together for what I got to do and what I got to prepare for the next couple months or so. So, I'll be back with a new update for y'all, let y'all know how everything goes once this all happens, but that's what's going on in my life. So
some men do not realize how much it takes to take care of children, especially when you are the one that took them in your belly, give birth to them, took care of them until they became teenagers, and then once it's time to share custody and it's your own turn to take care of the children, you come out here and are complaining. And I feel men think women are just not doing enough, right? Until they have the children under their roof, that's when they know that these women for the longest part had been doing the most and have been literally stopping at nothing to making sure that these kids are upright and moving right. It's important that you have both parents in the lives of their children, right? The father should be involved, the mother should be involved, irrespective of whether you have joint or full custody, right? It is important that both parents should be involved. But in a situation when it's your own turn to take care of the children and you're already complaining, you're not doing your part of the bargain, you're not making sure that all the needs of the children are being met, right? You still want to call up your partner to do the needful, or you still want your partner, you still want your baby mama to be the one to pay up the bills, like the lady that said in the Instacart situation, that he still was expecting her to pay. Like, it doesn't even make sense and it doesn't even add up. And that's to tell you how what women have been doing has always been on the mind, because we feel that women are only getting the child support, money and all of those good stuff, right? But now that these men are having, custody of their children, they're already having issues. They're already complaining. They're already wishing that their baby mamas did enough. They already did enough by giving birth to these children and making sure that they were taken care of, probably to their teenage years, right? And now that is on your own turn, you're having issues, you're already complaining. And especially to that guy that is saying that people should go buy the t-shirt on his bio, on his, TikTok shop, right? that people should go by to support, right? And the fact that his baby mama was the one that took care of that child for the past 10 years. Now it's his own turn to take care of the child for the next 10 years and upward, right? And he's already having issues. He's already begging the internet to come help him. So imagine that woman, she's been taking care of that child for the past 10 years. She was solely and fiscally responsible. And I guess he pays the child support, but what I'm saying solely in the sense that she was there all the time while he's in another state having his best life, and she's been there for the past 10 years taking care of the child, and now that it's his turn, he is still feeling as if the woman is selfish, and now he's on the internet street begging people to come help him. Like, I don't even get it, right? Like, it's your child. You should be able to take care of your child without begging people all around. And I'm sure the woman that took care of the child for the past 10 years, she didn't come to the internet and was begging people to go buy some merch somewhere in a bio somewhere, right? So it's kind of crazy. And I know as parents, we all should be involved in taking care of our children, and we shouldn't relegate the work to just one person, right? We should all be involved squarely and equally. So guys, if you have come far in this video, please do me the honor and hit on the subscribe button, hype this video, hit on the notification bell in order not to miss any of my videos.